Yo, Theo here, and today I'm going to tell you all about how I combine prolonged fasting with bodybuilding. And it's really intense exercise overall, but bodybuilding is definitely part of my goals. I like treating the body as a sculpture, a piece of art, and also just because body composition is so important when it comes to bodybuilding physique. And what you eat and fasting and training will obviously affect that. So intuitively, it seems like bodybuilding and fasting won't go together. I mean, you need to eat a lot to put on muscle, right? And that's true. And I often forget to talk about the eating part because people ask about the fasting part, you know. That's what you think you need to inform people about. But obviously, since I train in the way I do, basically powerlifting and bodybuilding is what you can generalize my style of training with now. Some heavy lifting for the sake of lifting heavy, some lifting when the weight is just, you know, a tool, building muscle is the goal. So I obviously eat a lot when I do eat, and I've you know, come up with my favorite way of using prolonged fasting along with goals of building muscle and strength. So I do intermittent fasting for about 2 weeks, where I eat in a 3 to 8 hour window. It depends if I work. It's often harder to get a tighter window, and it's not necessary if you exercise a lot and also do the prolonged fast. You don't have to worry about having a bigger eating window. You're still going to get nice benefits from the intermittent fasting, but when it fits, and on a rest day I might even just have one huge meal, you know. But then, so the good thing, that what I love about combining fasting with training like this, is you can eat so much. I've found healthy foods that I really enjoy eating. It's like, you know, I don't miss out on anything just because I eat a healthier diet than many. You know, not much junk in it. I love what I eat. I'm gonna break a 72-hour fast here in just an hour or so. So that's why I take the opportunity to make the video. No, but so I can eat food that I love, really enjoy eating, not really think about how much I eat as long as I don't, you know, go crazy with it. I can eat like 3,500 calories upwards to 4,000 sometimes, and just have crazy intensity at the gym, like being able to perform, but also lots and lots of stones to build with. But obviously when you go, because it depends, you know, I count a bit the calories because I just know things well. I will keep track without even trying, you know, plus minus a few hundred, but I don't really have to think too much about what I eat. Just eat as much as I feel I need to perform well and build muscle. And then I will, of course, because the surplus might be a little bigger than many would do on a lean bulk, where they try to put on just muscle and not so much fat. But so obviously I might put on some fat there. And there comes the fasting. So what you do is you find what will be a good cycle for you. Like for me, it's about 2 weeks of eating like this with intermittent fasting and daily caloric surplus, and then followed by a 72-hour fast. And it's funny because Cole Robinson, as many who subscribe to this channel will of course know, fasting guru. It's funny because both the routine, I've watched, this is what I do, how I learn stuff. I find people that are very knowledgeable about stuff, and then I just consume so much material from them as I can. And with Cole, because I learned so much about him, I kind of came up with a eating every other day routine that he was doing for a while on my own. I did a video about it like right at the same time as he did. And now he recently put out a video about basically this style of eating, and I had already been going with this with my last 96-hour fast. That was basically what I did. I bulked for like a month and then followed it by a 96-hour fast. And so it's not only, so first of all, obviously you cut off the surplus of fat that you put on there. And that's great, of course. That's really cool, I think. Because that's the thing when you want to train and build muscle, you're always juggling. Do I want to put on muscle fast, or do I want to stay as lean as I am now? You want to do both, obviously, and you can, but it will go very slowly. You can put on muscle at a slow pace and barely putting on any body fat, but it's so much more fun, and you're able to perform so much better when you bulk a bit more heavily, like at least a 500 calorie surplus. So that's great that you can bulk and keep cutting off that fat. Because you're not going to lose muscle on a 3-day fast. In the big picture, I mean, obviously you're not putting on muscle during this fast, but you're just putting on the brakes for a while. And for someone like me, that's a good thing. Like I'm more addicted to training than anything else. So I tend to overtrain and train maybe just a bit too much and not rest enough. Just take one rest day, or maybe sometimes I need 2 in a row. And a 72-hour fast is great because it forces that rest too. And then you just repeat it. As long as you're doing everything right, you're putting in the work in the gym. Like me, I train often for 5 days in a row and rest for 1. Maybe train for a couple, rest for 1, then do the same again, something like that. But so you have to be consistent and put in good effort at the gym, eat good and healthy, nutritious food, enough protein to build muscle, enough carbs to perform, enough of the micronutrients to, also to perform and just feel good, and everything working properly in your body. And sleep is so very, very important, both for burning fat, but for recovering and putting on muscle too. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is the routine for people who are already very fit and lean. Someone that's very overweight and the main goal will be fat loss right now. It's easier than for you to fast. Do more frequent longer fasts, like chain 72-hour or 48-hour fasts, and maybe you don't exercise as much. But for us who train a lot and are already lean, the fasting is more challenging. Like you can maybe tell, like I'm feeling good, but I'm kind of a bit out of it. Looking forward to breaking this fast and then going to have a nice workout in a couple of hours. But yes, this is great, the intuitive 72-hour fast. Just eating great foods, eating a lot, enjoying it, kicking ass in the gym, and then when appropriate, you put in the brakes with a 72-hour fast, cut off the excess fat, give you some time to rest, some autophagy, rinsing out some dead cells, renewing the immune system. I could go on. It's just a great routine. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know. This was fun to talk about. I noticed because this is so personal for me, with the fasting that I've done a lot, but also the training that I've done a lot, and now how I have, through my experimenting, found the perfect routine. According this, it will probably be when I don't do anything special. When cutting, I will like, if I seriously want to cut down, I'm thinking of one day participating in a men's physique competition as a challenge, and then I would do a different routine probably to cut down to that very, very low level of body fat. But this is basically what half a year of fasting experience, a little more I guess, and then training for 20 months. This is what I've arrived at as the best routine for putting on muscle while fasting, progressing in the gym while fasting. So please hit subscribe, please let me know what you thought about this in the comments. If you want to hear more like this about training fasted and stuff like that, please. This was fun. Alright, see ya guys.